Hey there! Welcome to M Angel Says. I'm M Angel and I'm reviewing The Bachelorette, and this is episode 5 of Hannah's season. Let's talk about it, shall we? We pick up where we left off. Hannah sits down with the Lukes. Luke Skywalker and Luke P. I think this face says it all. She is fed up. She asks the guys to explain themselves, but to talk to each other about the situation in front of her so she can observe, right? It's clever. They don't really say anything. They're going in circles. Each is making an excuse. I'm innocent. You're the one. I'm innocent. You're the one. Mama is fed up. She just gets up and walks away. Now, this shot by the fireplace is so staged. The way she's walking. Look at her face. She don't look burdened at all. Point is, she left, right? Then you've got Chris Harrison, who comes into the room to gather the boys back to the common room, I guess. Because it's time for the rose ceremony. Mama don't want to waste her time. Let's just get this over with. Record scratch. Before Mama hands out the roses, Luke Skywalker decides to take her aside, and he's just like, listen, I sense a disturbance in the Force. I know I'm not going to get a rose. Basically, I'm just going to bow out gracefully, because who wants to be rejected? He probably sensed that for TV, the other Luke would be kept and that he wouldn't. And he also probably sensed that there was no chemistry between them. And he was probably also offended that he shared his version of the facts and she's still hesitant. And she saw Luke behave the way he did, and she heard third-hand accounts, right, from others in the house, and she's still hesitant. Clearly, she is not the one for him, and he is not the one to sit around and be played, so he played himself by leaving. What was interesting was that Chris Harrison came to remove a rose. I was like, but wait, does that mean that he was going to get a rose? I gave it some thought. Okay, so let's say there are 13 guys, right? She has 10 roses, she's gonna eliminate 3. Now they take away a rose because there are 12 guys, which means she'll keep 9 guys, but she'll still eliminate 3, which means like in the evening, 4 guys total would be gone. So that means that technically that was a rose for him, so she was gonna keep him. Maybe. Or the show just wanted to blur the lines and keep that mystery by just eliminating another guy. You know what I mean? Either way, suspense, not really. It's kind of obvious. She kept Luke. During the celebratory toast at the end of the rose ceremony, Luke makes a speech to the guys about, I don't even know what, fair play and this and that, and everyone is just cracking up like, who does he think he is? Stay in your lane. Oh my god, she's annoyed. Look at her. She's like that girl who is so embarrassed. So we leave Rhode Island for somewhere a little more magical. It's not Beach City. More cold. We go to Scotland. I've never been to Scotland and I'd love to go. And it looks green. Would it be a romantic destination? I think they're trying to make it so. Anywhere where I have to wear a coat, it's not a romantic destination for me. But there are some people who think winter wear is cute. So they're in Inverness, Scotland. Not sure how to pronounce that. That sounded more South African. Forgive me. Big old house looking like Le Palais de Versailles. Hannah appears out of nowhere in a bar, surprises the men's to take Mike out on a one-on-one. Mike looks so happy. He's all like keeking all the way down the road with her. Meanwhile, I think Luke says something obnoxious as usual. And I love Grant's face right now. It just like sums up the mood. Mood. This is a meme. This is a mood, man. Just like, oh my god, if I could mush you right now, I would. Just take your face and mush. Hush. Look at this. Grant is still like, I can't believe you're a grown adult man. You're still a person and you're here. Why are you still here? Mike and Hannah go to a candy shop. Take you to the candy shop. Hey! I enjoy the concept of a candy shop, but then I realized that I don't like most candies, although I love sugar. For the eyes, it's a feast. For the child inside of us all, it's a squeal. And of course, what do they make them taste? I side-eyed, real mad at this one. The Black Death. She takes the black guy on a date to taste the Black Death. Okay, fine. Let's just say that just happens to be the name of the sourest candy on earth. Throughout this date, you can clearly tell that Hannah is not into Mike. She likes him. I think it's friend zone. It really is. And maybe she feels awkward because he's more into her than she's into him. Because you see her walking ahead of him a lot. She's not side by side. She's not looking over at him. When they're doing activities together, she's focused on the activity. She's having a good old time with a friend. And it's sad to see because he seems to really, really like her. He's giggly. He's nervous. He's like, doesn't know what to do with himself. He looks like this big, tough guy. But with her, he's like a puddle. A puddle. And even the way she's like explaining things so calmly and clearly, and his body language is just like, I like you. I'm really like falling for you. And she's just like, listen, it's good to be open in this process. Say what you have to say, feel what you feel. But basically, another way of saying I'm not there. Even the way he kisses her on the bridge, he's like grasping her. He's like holding her, and she's just like there, like, At a moment, she puts her arms around him, but it's so mechanical. It's like she felt like she had to. It was like a garage door closing. It had no feeling. Back at the mansion, a card comes for the ladies, and they find out that all of them are on a group date besides Luke. Now, you might think, oh, the scum, he don't deserve this one-on-one. However, there are so many advantages. One, they get a group date without Luke, which means no drama, leave the drama at home, literally. Two, this probably means that Hannah needs some one-on-one time with Luke to clarify things. And you know what? The nerve. This boy says, this is wonderful. This one-on-one will give me the opportunity I need to get some clarity on Hannah. You know, like how I feel about her and figure things out. Oh, because you need clarity. Oh, because you're evaluating her. Oh, because you said I'm falling in love with you. But now you ain't so sure. This boy, see, master manipulator. Master manipulator. He is unstable. He plays so many games, makes him look shady, but really in the end, he's just a scared boy trying to gain control of a situation he ain't got no control over. Hannah Spears, with the ponytail. She gives Mike the rose, which I was like, why? But whatever. Sure. I mean, he's cute and tall, so might as well. No, and I have to say, he's extremely sweet. Like, you can tell he's a sweet, sweet guy. Although I did have doubts, and I think I still have doubts about certain conversations we've seen, but it could just be editing, making it look like he's trying to garner pity from her. Yay, more manly things, activities of brute force and body. Scottish edition. So we've got throwing of axes on pieces of wood, because that's something you need to learn to do, and carrying milk in buckets, because that's also a skill that's very important in life. All these things, just excuses to be like, oh, look at this culture, that's different from ours. I don't know if this was editing, but it seems Hannah was the only one who could throw that axe. And she was like, bow down to your queen. Yes, Hannah, I love it. She is so me in so many ways. Back home, interesting, Mike and Luke are together, the two adversaries, now that the other one's gone, the other Luke. Look at this montage. See, this show reminding you that this is a show. Mike is just sitting in some kind of garden all alone reading The Elusive Monster, because they call Luke the Luke-ness monster, which I think is genius. And Luke walking around with his Walmart couture fashion, just no. Back to the group date that I feel is like in the front yard of the house and the others are just in the backyard. I could be wrong. It doesn't look like they went far, basically. Tyler wins something. I just wanted to say. There's nothing much to say except that it's Tyler. Jed gets overly excited and turns the milk carrying contest into a wet t-shirt competition, which I don't mind, but boy, calm down. The guys are made to wrestle. They are so cute. The little poses and everything. Adorable. This little activity brings the beast out in Peter, but Peter, when he gets angry, it's still like college freshman anger. It's like, aw, cute. It's not like Luke P. mentally unstable, threatening anger. You know what I mean? Woo, there were black boxes galore during this scene, because apparently the girls in Scotland, they be wearing them kilts without underwear. They used to do that, but now in 2019, people actually wear underwear. However, they want to be traditionalists for fun and entertainment and TV, so they made them not wear underwear. If it was like girls with their hoo-has and the booties all up in the air, I would be extremely uncomfortable and feel a way about the TV show making them do that. So I kind of feel the same about making the guys do this, if it's the case that they were actually having to wrestle with their chicken nuggets a-dangling. It's just distasteful because they're not doing it in a setting of an actual sports competition. It's really for entertainment, you know. I don't know. What do you think? How do you feel? I would love to hear your thoughts on the matter in the comment section. I just know I wouldn't like to be exposed like that is all. And even to have my bachelors to be exposed that way, I wouldn't want them to feel the need to. You could put them in briefs. That's all I'm saying. While everyone is made to compete and wrestle and win, Jed, a clever goose, he decides to wrestle Hannah because he understood how to win this competition. You aren't competing to impress Hannah. You are competing to win her heart. You see what I mean? It's not to win, period. It's to win her heart. And he got that. So he's like, I challenge ye, my queen. And of course, he lets her win so that she could be on top of him, on top of things. And then Jed won. And he got to snag a kiss. Clever, smart. That's why he's going to be husband. Love them together. All right, fast forward. It's the evening. They're all hanging out. Look at this connection. Look how close she is with him. She got her arm around Jed like, you are mine. Woo! Their relationship has progressed. Look at the fire, the steam when she climbs on top of him. And Jed is no longer so reserved and so polite. Boy got his hands cupping her. He wants that filet mignon all night long. How awkward for Kevin, who came to interrupt, and then he sees them macking on each other. He's just like, you know what? Maybe I'll come back later. Whoosh! Even talked about it with Jed later on. I love Jed is like, sorry you had to see that. Not sorry. Sorry. I ain't sorry. Kevin, nah. I don't know what was up with Hannah on this group date. She was on fire with Peter. See how awkward and cute and like, this is my first time American Pie-ish Peter is trying to get her on that pool table, which is never a very smooth thing. If you watch the episode of Friends where Phoebe, spoiler alert, and Ross try to get it on a pool table, same thing. You hit the lamp, there are balls all over the place. It's awkward. But then when he got it right though, he got it right. Just when you thought her lips were done and rested and satiated. Nah, mama needed more. Now I can understand. She was with Tyler on a couch near a bed. Whose idea was it to put her there? Come on, of course she's gonna go there with him. Plus he's wearing that kilt and she knows he ain't got nothing underneath. That's just a lot. That's a lot of information. That would be distracting me while we're talking. He would become, you know, an adult in a Peanuts cartoon. Mop, 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 mop. And all I'd be thinking is, bed, kilt, me, you. Now, who gets the rose? Jed gets the rose. So out of all the kisses, I guess his kiss was the kissiest. The next day, so awkward. Luke walks in when the guys were talking about him, so it's kind of like an awkward silence as he's like, hey, how is everyone? How are you guys feeling? And they're just like, the shot of Mike just side-eyeing him is the best. For real? Is he still here flapping his lips in front of us? We have the one-on-one with Luke and Hannah. So much to say, where to begin. She sees him and the energy is off. How she's hugging him and she's like wants to be happy to see him, but you can tell she's not. They're very quiet and like, how are you? I'm very good. How are you? It's like awkward. They're playing the part of people who are happy to see each other, but you're not. They have a little talk in the grass and she basically, you know, addresses the elephant in the room. She asks him why the guys don't really seem to like him, which is a weird thing to ask the person that people don't like. Like, what is he supposed to say? So, of course, Luke, he goes into bringing up Luke S, which has nothing to do with anything. It just makes him look weirder and deflecty, of course, because that's what he does best. She gets so frustrated with their conversation that she has to walk away because she keeps asking him to share his feelings and he has nothing to offer. And I'm like, girl, how... It's like she really wants something out of him that he just doesn't have. If that's not enough for you to understand that he's not the one for you, I don't know what is. It's like, you know them toys where you put shapes inside of slots. She has a triangular slot. She has a square block. She is forcing it into the triangular slot. It won't go in. Let it go. Put the piece down. Send him home. If you have to ask a producer to go and basically translate my words because he doesn't seem to understand, ask him to tell me how he feels. I'm at a loss for words. If you need couples counseling at this stage in your relationship with him, you clearly aren't clicking. So she comes back to him, and now all of a sudden he's had time to think, what's the best scenario? What can I say to win her over? And he kind of shares his feelings, and he's like, I don't want to say this. And she's like, yes, say it. Whether your feelings are good or bad or whatever, I want to hear how you feel. She even said there's no emotion behind his words because it's all calculated, it's all manipulated. And she was digmatized and distracted by her lust. Now that the lust has faded and she's seen the real him, she sees that there's not much there. But she doesn't get it because she doesn't want to believe. And I get that. I've been there. She is so frustrated and confused by him. The conversation is going nowhere. You can see her like, I don't know. I want you to stop saying this. I want you to say this. I don't know what I want anymore. Let's just go on the date. She just like melt down. She's like, let's just go visit this freaking castle. I can't anymore. Conversation is just not working with you. They have a dinner and it doesn't go any better. I was frustrated for her. I was frustrated for both of them. Just like an impossible situation where they both need to let go and no amount of words will fix this. And it's so frustrating because he tells her what she wants to hear and she knows it. And she's like, don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me the truth. The leading customer service agency in the world needs to hire Luke to train their employees because he is a master at hearing and then giving you platitudes just to appease. I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, no, it's just bad. I hear what you're saying. I understand you're frustrated. This is a very difficult situation to be in. You have to understand that my feelings for you are blah, 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 blah. And the guys in the house have issues and so on and so forth. She told him at a moment, and I agree with her. I feel the same way. She wants to be with a charismatic guy. Someone that people are drawn to, which means someone who has a positive energy, a great vibe, that people want to be around. To that, Luke says, this is a weird situation because my whole life I've met people and everybody loves me. And I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to say I've never had conflict with people and I've usually gotten positive feedback from people I encounter. She was appalled. She was like, don't say that. You see, it's the kind of things you say like this are just like unattractive, so boastful and conceited. Hannah, if you have to tell your guy what to say already, don't say this, say that, don't say that. You just don't like him. That's all. I have repeated myself a million times. We are seeing the end of Luke and that's where the episode ends. Clearly, next episode, he's going home. He has to. They've drawn this out long enough. Let's get back to what The Bachelorette is supposed to be about. Romance and tings and giggles and tingles and making me swoon and jealous and happy at the same time. What are your thoughts on the episode? It's your turn to let me know everything you thought about the dates, the group date, the single dates. What do you think of Mike and Hannah? What do you think of Luke and Hannah? What's the future for Luke and Hannah? Comment section below. You know what to do. Thank you so much for watching. Before you go, hey, wait. Don't forget to click on the like button. Awesome. And subscribe to Angel Says if you haven't already. Oh, thank you. I just saw you subscribe. If you have already, thanks so much for being part of the community. Love you so much. And you can follow Angel Says, one word, on Instagram. Facebook and Twitter is also available. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope that you had a blast. I definitely did. And I will see you in a few for episode 6. Bye. Cheers.